thing that always bothers me is just how few people in the managerial class, the people who run the businesses, are prepared to live here. When I meet with business groupings who say that they're wanting to do something for the future of Sunderland, and we all split up to go home, none of us go home to Sunderland. We work here perhaps, but we go off and we live somewhere else. And I think that's rather a sad feature of the town. So what we want to do here is to create a development, a housing development of the very highest standard, something which will actually make people mention Sunderland when they think of towns that have got something really to the forefront of development. It won't actually create a lot of jobs, I don't think, but it'll give it an uplift so that some of these managers I've been talking about might come back and live in the town again.
There was a big board up there just saying it was the Tyneside development, Riverside development thing. Plans for a big marina, a big hotel.
What do you think about it all?
Hey?
What do you think about it all?
Well, as long as it doesn't interfere with me, I'll not interfere with it. As long as I can get down fishing.
Waterfront development does something for a place. It makes people feel that there's something bright and cheerful and positive and exciting about the town. And I think that we have an opportunity here to come forward with a development that will be a real winner. Well, you know, we don't believe in any sort of dictatorial approach or any kind of master planning that thus shall it be and thus it will be. We've always been ready to ride with the changes. And initially we started out there seeing it not as an industrial site, as an area that we thought would create real uplift to the centre of Sunderland, and we still see it as that. But over the years, the area of land that became available grew. So we didn't just have North Dock, we had North Sands, and we also, adjacent to that, then acquired the Manor Quay Yard. So it became a very long site. We then tried to create a new plan for it, which took in all these differences.
At St Peter's, education and housing are the core development. Sunderland University's striking business campus will cost £10 million. The corporation will contribute £3 million. At least 1,000 jobs will be created in this area. The university is probably the fastest growing employer in the city.
And now just a little word about the future. As far as industry is concerned, we push on steadily and we have many links, but it's really nice in this week of our party that the first new course that we have launched, which we launched just early this week, is one which is specifically designed for industry. That's our new automotive degree. I would like to thank all the staff who've worked so hard to bring that degree to fruition very quickly indeed, and also all the industrial sponsors who have helped us and with whom we will work. That is going to be very important.
I think it makes a tremendous, though unquantifiable, difference to Sunderland that we become a university, just as it makes a tremendous, though unquantifiable, difference to us that Sunderland has become a city. It's difficult to explain exactly what that synergy is, but it is there. And Sunderland becoming a university city, which is effectively what is happening all in 1 year, is a tremendous boost. It's a boost for the morale of the people of Sunderland. It helps that self-esteem of the community, which is actually a very important element in regeneration. Again, unquantifiable, but communities do have their feeling and their ethos and their culture. And what we need to build is a culture of confidence and of success and going for success.
But we're into time added on here at Hillsborough. John Kay takes the throw down this near touchline. Rush heads on. The whistle goes. The scenes behind the goal to our right, the Kop. Well, it's just a mass of red and white flags. My goodness, they haven't got much to talk about in the northeast. Unemployment, poverty, but they've got a team through to Wembley. And that's their god, football.
It was a noted thing in the area. If Sunderland won on the Saturday, the wives at home had a lovely, peaceful time. In fact, they helped. And I've heard the women, the wives, say, if they get beat, we'll not be able to live with them. And it does lift the area up if the team wins, families and everything else. And it's similar to the city status if you win the cup. We won the cup in 1937, won it in 73, and I only hope we win it in 92. It produces a buzz in the town. People start talking, and it raises the morale in the town. And when Sunderland folk are in the mood, they can conquer the world. If they can win the cup and get there, that'll be the third feather in the crown.
Saunders forward for Thomas. Thomas there for Rush. And it's a goal for Liverpool. Ian Rush with the side foot makes it look so simple. And Ian Rush surely now puts this game beyond the brave second division challenge of Sunderland.
Recently, a few months back there, I was 18 and, well, Miltech only keep you on until you're 18 or until you've received your RSA certificate. And I'd reached the age of 18. It was the decision whether the placement was going to keep you on or decide not to. And in my case, it was decide not to keep us on. So it wasn't all bad out of it in the end. I've still got my RSA certificate, so now I can approach prospective employees and show forward that I have an RSA certificate within the retail trade. And as I said, my YT scheme ended, and now I'm looking for work within the retail trade.
No, I thought it would be difficult, and of course he's looking again. You know, he's out of work again. He's looking round again. But the thing is, he's optimistic. Mark isn't like me. I'm pessimistic about them things. He's not. He's very optimistic, and he keeps cheerful all the time. And he'll say, oh, something will come up.
It's amazing how time flies. I mean, well, 1 minute you were thinking about your career, the next minute you're actually in your career and hoping to make some use of it.
I've recently been down to Wearmouth University to have a look around there, so I was quite impressed with. So it's now really Micra form and sorting out universities, distinguishing which are the best ones. Seems about 3 that stand out, and then it's about 6 which I've got to choose 2 from, which is harder.
Well, he's still exploring other universities and see what they have to offer. And I think depending on where he goes, university-wise, plus his sponsorship, if he gets it, that'll decide him where his future lies, you know. But I definitely think it'll be something with computers. Because I didn't realise at the time, but people that can actually program computers, really program them, really few and far between. People that can play with them and tinker around with them, fair enough, but ones that can really work on them, they're in great demand. And I think he'll, once he gets himself into it and gets his qualifications, he'll have no problems. The only thing I can foresee is that he'll probably not end up in this part of the country, either be down south or he'll go abroad. I don't think he'll stay in this country.
Paris. Nochmal. Wir sind doch nicht in Paris.
I just got sick of Sunderland. Sick.
Ganz toll. Haben wir fantastisch.
There was nothing there.
Was ist fantastisch?
And I just kept fighting with my mum, you know, because there was no jobs for me to get, apart from my YTS scheme. And it was just causing problems with everybody, with my family, with my friends. So I just came to make a new start. I didn't really realise what I'd done. At first I thought, yeah, I'll just go to Germany for 3 months, earn some money, and then come back, go to my Selfridges and buy myself some new clothes, you know? But now I like Rüsselsheim. It's nice and nice people here. It's the same sometimes, but it's different. And I'm still here, so.
Ciao, ciao.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a very big welcome to Reg Vardy's Nissan dealership here in Sunderland, the hometown of Nissan in Europe. It's an exciting evening, an important occasion in the history of this city. The all-new Nissan Micra is a car shaped and built right here in Sunderland. Its creation has led to 1,600 new jobs and resulted in a further £500 million worth of investment in the United Kingdom.
Well, I was working in the hospitals until May, and then I wasn't feeling too good. I went to the doctors and told them, well, quite honestly, I didn't feel as if I was coping very well with everything. I'd collapsed before at work, and I collapsed consecutive days at home. And since then, I've been on the sick, and I'm under a specialist at the moment on this course of tablets, and until I get myself settled on these tablets and to find out exactly what's what, I don't think I'll be working.
Well, I seem to be a lot more confident in myself, and such as when I was doing my GCSEs just afterwards, I often was really uncertain about things and thinking about Mum's death and stuff. But now I think with exams and meeting new friends and stuff, I just don't think about it whatsoever. Maybe this weekend coming up with the wedding, I thought it's going to be strange how many individuals actually go to their own father's wedding. So that's going to be a strange experience, but I'm okay about it.
It's been a case of trying to keep the family together and cope the best way we can. It hasn't been easy. Ian seems to have progressed as far as his studies are concerned. Plus this new life I'm hoping to have with Joyce, which I'm going to have with Joyce. Things take from there, and just hopefully things will get better, but it's going to be a slow thing. It's not going to be something that's going to change overnight.
I want to go back to see my mum, you know, because it's weird being here without my mum. And then I think, well, there's nothing there for us, you know, and I can always phone her. So, I don't know. Just wait.
I miss our tantrums. The house is calm and tidy and peaceful. And I can sleep easy now. Before I would go to bed, and any time between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning, she would turn up. Pray at the door. I'm home.
Must miss her.
Didn't talk about me, Mum, I'm going to cry.
Happy. Depends what you term as happy. I tell you what, I might seem unhappy and working hard, but better than being on the dole, isn't it? If you're on the dole, you're just totally miserable. Nah, I'm all right. I mean, I wish I didn't have to work so hard, that's the trouble. I wished I could afford to give one of the jobs up. Just can't. I miss the social life. But unless you work, you haven't got the money, and if you haven't got the money, you haven't got the social life. And really, I literally just work to pay everything.
I was led to believe that this was the way to go and get into the retail trade. I do feel somewhat conned in the way that a lot of the companies do finish you when you're 18 or even beforehand. They've had the work out to you, they chuck you to one side, they contact the training organisation and they get another YT on. That you know, they're just sales statistics from their point of view. They're not persons or anything like that, or people. Hopefully get enough money together so I become my own boss, like. That's what I've always wanted to be, like, rolling in the cash. What I generally want to do is go set my sights high. Obviously, everybody does that. Set my sights high and go as high as I possibly can. I mean, I've always said to myself, you know, I've never really wanted to, I mean, go that low. You know, you always think yourself so high to be unemployed. But I mean, there's another few million people within the country in that same position. You know, them are all qualified as well. So really, in that sense, you've got to look back. You've got to swallow your pride, and you've actually got to take what you can.
We would be completely disastrous if we pursued a policy of just trying to make development happen for development's sake. What we must do is come forward with ideas which link to the local people, which provide jobs for the local people, training for the local people, opportunity for the local people. So if you really want to know what we are, I think we're jugglers. That's what my hands are telling you. We're jugglers. We're trying to juggle between the land and its problems, the private sector developers and the local people to try and bring new forms of wealth creation and business back to this area. But fundamentally, if you're asking for progress to happen swifter than it has, I'm sorry, it cannot be. We must get away from this notion that somehow or other it's like a state plan in Russia where you can lay out in front of you, this will happen, this will happen, this will happen. It never happened in Russia, and it certainly won't happen here. But the shoots are appearing.